Hello, welcome to Topper Machine. I'm Josh Topper, and today's job is over here at the American Toolworks metal planer milling machine. I bought this machine already somewhat converted, and I just made upgrades to it and made it better. But it is a milling machine with a Bridgeport head, capable of over 8 feet of length of milling. So I already milled the first part, and I've got 3 more to go. So let me show you what we got, and we'll get set up. So right here's our first bar, and as you can see, I already milled the angle I have to mill here. And actually there's another step to this where I mill another angle going this way. So this is a rail that gets welded into a beam for guiding a door. They wear out about every 2 years. It's about a 10,000 pound door. And so I guess we get to make new ones every couple years. So let's get the next bar up there and start milling. All right, so what I did there was I took a clamp to hold it down to the table. I got my stop over here in the holes in the table. These are all precision. They're locating holes for when it was a planer. And then I got these clamps I made years ago, and I've got many different styles of these that I've made. And all I'm doing right now is threading this bolt into the T-nut just to keep it from filling up. So when I do the next one, I could just take the bolt out, put my clamp down, push her back down to the table, and clamp it. Now, I've been doing these a long time, and this is all I really need for clamping. They don't move, they hold really well. This has worked out incredibly well for me over the years. So setup is pretty easy. All we're using is a 3/4 inch solid carbide end mill with the cold air gun, taking it in one pass, that whole angle. And then actually I'm putting a little bit of anchor lube on the face, so works really well. Let's get started. So as you can tell, we're climb milling. This machine is capable of climb milling. It works really well. Between the cold air gun and the anchor lube, it's doing an amazing job. You probably though see the smoke in here. That's not from me. This is where all the smoke is from. Connor's working on a big welding job. that looked pretty good, but our end mill's definitely seen better days. It's very old, and I was hoping to get through these 4. I've got more on order. These are solid carbide 3/4 inch. So leaving a little bit of a burr there, but that's not an issue because we're actually milling all that off as well. So I can probably finish this with this end mill, these other parts. So we'll try that. We'll see if we can finish up. All right, well that looks good. I'll get this all cleaned up, get it switched out, and get the other ones milled. And then the next thing you'll see is the big flat milling we do. We got to mill that face off at an angle. So. All right, that's the last one done. We'll get to the other end. We'll go ahead and set up for the next angle with the with a larger shell mill or face mill, and we should be able to finish these up in no time. So I got my angle changed, and I got a 5 flute or 5 insert 3-inch face mill on here. I get these from CME Tools. I absolutely love the things. The inserts last a very long time, and I've slowed my RPM down. So let's take the first cut so I can get my measurement, see where I'm at, and then we'll take the finish cut. This will be 2 passes on this. So I got ready to start making the cut, and it just did not look right to me. So I went and measured again, measured my angle that I needed and everything, did all the calculations again, and I was off. And it happens, but that's why we check things before getting too carried away. So now I'll get my angle set right where I need it. It was a much shallower angle than what I had it set. So it was a good thing it didn't look right. There it is. Now I'll get it all repositioned and we'll start cutting now. All right, let's try this again. So I stopped it because the chatter was getting to be excessive, but if you look here, this is how much I was taking. So there's my problem. I need to take a lot less on this first bite because we are taking this side off and go in at smaller bites, but we can still feed with a pretty heavy feed rate. So I've ran a lot of these over the years, and I don't ever remember having a problem with vibration like that. That was pretty bad. So I backed off my cut significantly, and I've also added another clamp in between every spot. We're gonna just take lighter passes and get through this. And you know, I used to take 100 thou in a pass, and I'm thinking 50 is gonna be the safe number. But we're still running a pretty good feed rate. feeding very aggressively with this cutter, and that's a very nice finish. So I think we're good with this. We'll just take smaller cuts and more of them. Well, that actually cut really well. That was only 50 thou deep, and that was feeding at a pretty heavy cut. So I think we'll be okay just taking more passes. It was about 1.5 minutes to do that 8 feet. So I'd say that's a pretty good feed rate. All right, so we got that pass done. I just measured it to see where we are and how much we need to go, and I got 160 thousandths to go, measuring off this backside. So we'll go ahead and take that and try to do that in 3 passes and just get it done. Well, while it's running back, I'm gonna get this measured up, see where we're at for our last pass. All right, so we're on the last cut. I got 40 thousandths left to take, and we're gonna take that in one shot. I'm gonna run it a little bit slower on my feed to get a smoother surface finish, and then we'll get this off of here. Well, there you have it. It's all milled. If you followed the channel at all, you probably remember back a long time ago I did one of these with the old cameras. Not as good a video quality, so I wanted to do this one again. And we're going to set it up. I'm going to start unclamping it and see if we can reproduce the ending we had from that video as well. Now, if you remember that video at all, there's a lot of tension in this and it'll spring. So I'm just going to loosen the ends first and just release the ends, and then we'll let the middle come out as it wants. All right, here goes nothing. Well, it didn't bounce. Not like the last time, that jumped. It actually jumped off the table, but it's still got a bow to it. So we're still good. The customer clamps this into their fixture and then welds it in place, and it's all good to go. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this video on the metal planer mill. Like I said, this was converted from a planer by the previous owner to me. They sold it as scrap. I put it back together as a mill, just like they had it, but probably better after changing a lot of the controls around, adding a 3-axis digital readout. It's just a great machine here in the shop, and quite honestly, I'm the only one in this region capable of doing this kind of length. That's 8 foot 6 inches overall, and it came out really nice. So with that, till next time, get out in your shop and get it done right the first time.